Hey class, and welcome to Module 2, Week 2 of Fundamentals of Communication. I hope that you all had a good first week, enjoyed what you learned, but this week is going to be a little bit more intense, okay? We're covering, 3 chapters this week. This week we're going to be covering intercultural communication, verbal communication, and nonverbal communication. So this week, this is going to be leading up to your speech, which you will be delivering in week 4. Again, I will get you specifics on that fairly soon. You'll see that on Blackboard. Now, starting off with chapter 3, intercultural communication is big. How many of you have friends of a different culture? I do. I have friends from Malaysia. I have friends from Pakistan. I have friends from Mexico, even Canada. Canada is even a different culture compared to the United States. They do things differently. So this week, we're going to be looking at a lot of stuff with intercultural communication between 2 different cultures. A couple of the things you're going to be looking at this week. 1, you're going to be looking at something called culture shock. Okay, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard about culture shock. And I've provided a nice little video of foreign exchange students, some from the United States going to different countries, some from foreign countries coming to the United States, and how they've experienced culture shock. You're also going to be learning about how to communicate effectively with different cultures. Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 get into verbal and nonverbal communication. For Chapter 4 and 5, verbal and nonverbal communication are going to be pretty much relayed heavily into your speech. With verbal communication, you're going to learn that's speaking, that's coming out of your mouth. That is the face-to-face talk we have every day with people. And also, you're going to learn that verbal communication takes place in the digital world, okay? It takes place on Facebook. It takes place on Instagram. It takes place on Twitter, okay? Snapchat, all these different forms of social media, we have verbal communication. It's not just talking out of our mouths, okay? It also takes place over different types of communication where they can hear us live. I'm verbally communicating to you all now over video for this Module 2 video, okay? And also over a phone, let's say Facebook Live if you're watching a video of something. YouTube videos, it could be pretty much anything where people can hear you. It doesn't have to be typed. It can also be in person, or like this, over a video. And lastly, you're going to be covering nonverbal communication. What does that cover? Just a little bit of the basics. Nonverbal communication is hand gestures, eye contact, body language, posture, sitting up straight, talking, okay? These are going to be key. Chapters 11 through 15, which we're going to be going over in week 3, dive into a little bit more of what you're going to be doing with your speech. But I want you to focus primarily on verbal and nonverbal communication this week because it relates heavily to your speech. Now, this week you have 3 things. Again, you have a discussion board post, which I hope you all engaged in week 1, module 1. You also have another assignment. This one's not going to be 20 questions like week 1, okay? This is going to be 10 questions, all worth 2 points apiece. It's going to be a few questions. They're going to be a little bit more in-depth than what you had week 1, but it'll be 10 questions worth 2 points each, covering chapters 3, 4, and 5. And lastly, you will have another 25-question test, even though it's more of a quiz, open note, open book. It's so you guys learn and keep reading, okay? I want you to read chapters 3, 4, and 5 in your book. Communicate. Do not just focus on the PowerPoints, all right? I want you to read your book. It is important. Now, it's a 25-question quiz/test, all right? They are all true/false. I do mix things up, so pay attention to that. You need to read out of your book and from the PowerPoint. That is where your answers are going to come from. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You know, I've been using my hands this whole time. That is nonverbal communication. You see I'm energetic, okay? I'm talking to you guys, even though it's through video. Now, again, reach out to me if you have any questions. I am open 100% of the time, even though I'm working from home. That is fine, okay? I look forward to working with you all this week and having a good summer. See you guys soon.